It is officially summer. And yes, it is still raining in England. I have put on a little summer dress for the occasion. I don't know who I'm fooling because it is literally cloudy, grey, rainy, cold outside. But in here, it is good, happy, sunny summer vibes. I don't normally do like specific, like, what are the things called? They're not called terms. Seasons. I don't normally do specific like seasonal TBRs, mostly because I'm not really someone who cares about like, oh, I need to read summery books in summer or like wintery books in winter. I'm not that bothered about that, but I feel like something about summer makes me more inclined to do it. And so we're gonna do it. And I've got 1, 2, 17, 18, 19, oh, exactly 20. No, 21. Just found one. We have 21 books to talk through. Most of them are summer vibes. Some of them are like, I see them as summer vibes. That doesn't mean they are. But these are the 21 books that I am, hopefully, going to get to over this summer. And I'm really excited. And we're just going to dive straight in with, I need to read this series this summer. I need to because everyone and their mum has read it. They are cowboy romances, which I think is the only reason I haven't picked them up because I don't know if it's going to be my thing. Like, I've never read a cowboy romance, but literally everyone I've heard speak about this loves it. So I just think like, just like statistically speaking, I assume I'm gonna love it. I then have, as I say, not necessarily summer vibes, but they give me summer vibes for some reason. Sally Rooney's books. I read Conversations with Friends like a month ago. I adored it. And it took everything in me. I think I read it in the 24-hour readathon. It took everything in me not to immediately pick up Normal People. I have seen the TV show for it. Kind of follows this like couple through like high school and college, and it kind of like just follows the ins and outs of their relationship. Beautiful World, What Are You? I know a lot less about. I think it's meant to be a bit more different to the other two books. I've heard Normal People and Conversations are a bit more similar in tone. I think this one is set at a dinner party and it's them having conversations about like everything, I think. I don't really know a whole lot about this, but I adored Sally Rooney's writing in Conversations, so I just have to get to these this summer. And on that same vein, because I've heard, I don't know if it's this book specifically or just this author's writing, but I've heard her writing compared to Sally Rooney's a lot, and that is Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. I feel like I've owned this book forever, and I kind of almost forgot I owned it, and then I saw it on my shelf the other day and I read the blurb and I was like, this is literally so up my alley, why have I not got to it? It says, Cleo is 24, she's at a different party every night with a student visa that is quickly running out. And on New Year's Eve, she meets Frank, who is 20 years older than her. Says they rush into an impulsive marriage. What began as a chance meeting will change their lives forever. It sounds like that classic thing that I've said it a million times and we know I all love, but that classic like 20-somethings, well, apparently not Frank, apparently he's 40-something, but like that kind of like literary fiction, 20-somethings falling through life. We know I love it. So I absolutely want to get to this summer. The Beach Party by Nikki Smith. I think we can all guess why I picked this. It has the word beach in it. This is a thriller, which I guess technically isn't very summery, but as I said, I'm not that bothered about reading like summery books at summer. But it's a beach party, and I think there's like a murder that happens at the beach party. It's like a then and now timeline. It's 1989 and like modern, I guess. And it says 6 friends, the holiday of their dreams, one night that changed it all. I thought I would add that to TBR because I think it would be fun to have like a kind of summery thriller. And I just grabbed a couple of Taylor Jenkins Reid books. So far of Taylor Jenkins Reid, I've read The Seven Husbands, I just read Malibu Rising, and oh my god, what was that other one called? One True Loves. So I've read 3, I think, so far. I own a few more actually, but these 2 sounded the most summery to me. So we've got Carrie Soto Is Back, which is the like tennis one, which was actually like kind of referenced throughout during Malibu Rising, which I was not expecting. And it's very much put me in the mood to jump into this. And I don't know, like she's wearing sunglasses, there are palm trees on the cover. Tell me that doesn't give summer. And then After I Do, which I feel like is one of her books that I've not heard so much about, but the concept literally intrigues me so much. It's about this couple who I think their marriage like isn't working anymore, so they decide to take a year break, and the only rule of the break is they're not allowed to contact each other for an entire year. So they can do whatever they want. Presumably they can like see other people, they can do literally anything. The only thing they can't do is contact each other, and I think that sounds amazing. And I've not really heard anyone talk about this, but I'm super excited to jump into this. Then we have Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. This is another one that I've not really heard many people talk about, but I just think it sounds very intriguing. It's about this woman who befriends an octopus, and I think it's after her husband died and she's trying to help him solve... She's trying to get the octopus is like helping her solve the husband's murder, or possibly her son's murder. Yeah, so Tova is the main woman, her son has disappeared. So I think the octopus is helping her figure out what happened with the son. As I say, I haven't heard a whole lot about this, but it just really intrigues me. And the cute little watercolour cover, I think it sounds cool in summary. It might not be, but... Then, if you were thinking, hey, some of those books aren't very summery, I picked the epitome of summer, Red, White and Royal Blue. I have been waiting to read this for so long, and I think I said like last year, I was like, I actually refuse to read this until summer. This is a romance between, I think, two princes. It says what happens when America's first son falls in love with the Prince of Wales. I just think it sounds adorable. And there is a movie that I have been waiting to watch until I read the book, so I want to finally read the book. Then, this doesn't necessarily give summer vibes even remotely. I just want to read it this summer. That is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. This is the Costa First Novel Award. When did Costa do book awards? Reading the blurb, it kind of sounds like she's living this like quite monotonous life. It says she wears the same clothes to work every day, eats the same meal for lunch every day, and it says Eleanor Oliphant is happy. Nothing is missing from her carefully timetabled existence except sometimes everything. So I guess it's her trying to like break out of this like quite monotonous like same thing that she does every single day. I don't know, again, this is a book that I've heard nobody talk about. Kept seeing it in thrift stores, and eventually I was like, look, this keeps popping up. I need to get a copy and just see what's going on. The Twisted Love series. I own all of these, so I'm really hoping I like them. I'm really hoping I like them because I do have the entire series. These are like dark romance, maybe? I don't know. I'll be super honest, I know absolutely nothing about this series, but I know it's very popular. And I just really enjoy the covers. They are simple and cute. And I want to dive into this series this summer. I think it'll be good times. Then, probably the prettiest book that I own, Sea of Tranquility. Is that not stunning? Again, I don't know if this is necessarily a summer book. Also, look at the sprayed edges. I'm obsessed with this copy. This is, I think, like a sci-fi slash dystopia. And I've read the blurb for it countless times, and I don't really know what it's about. But the title's stunning, the cover stunning. I think this summer we just need to dive into it. And this book, I was literally so excited to get my hands on. Like, I waited so long for this to get into paperback, because as we all know, I don't like hardbacks. I waited for this book to get into paperback, and the second it came out, I got it, and I was so excited. Tell me why I've not read it yet. What was the reason? Alone with You in the Ether by Olivie Blake. I am so freaking excited to read this, and I don't know why I haven't got around to it yet. I think it's a love story, but it's not a romance. And I believe it's between a doctoral student and a bipolar counterfeit artist. And I don't know a whole lot about it, but Olivie Blake has like the most poetic, gorgeous writing style. She wrote the Atlas Six, for anyone wondering. The Atlas Six writing style in like a love story is going to be stunning. Well, I hope. But yeah, I'm so excited to get to this. Yeah, I know. We're going to read it. We're going to finally read it. It took me so long to get around to ACOTAR. I put it off for literally forever. And then I loved it. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fly through the series. And that was months ago. So we're gonna read this summer. I think it's about time I finally read my first Christina Lauren book. I own a couple. I think I also have the Honeymooners and the Soulmate Equation. I picked this one because it's the one that I've heard the most about and I think is one of the most popular. I don't know anything about it. I kind of want to go into it that way, but I know the world is obsessed with this. Oh guys, the font is big and the chapters are short. I think I'm going to enjoy it. Also, it's probably well written, but like, you can't go wrong with short chapters and big font, I'm just saying. Then we have Honey and Spice, which is about a radio show host in a uni, I think. Have I made that up? Whitewell College. I think college is like America's equivalent of uni. Is that true? And this is one I've heard amazing things about. And tell me that cover doesn't give you summer vibes. It gives me summer vibes. Again, I kind of want to go into this as blind as possible. I don't know what everyone else's opinion on this is. I feel like I spoke about this before. I'm getting weird deja vu about this. I love going into romance books not knowing the tropes. Like, I kind of find hearing the tropes kind of spoilery. I mean, if it's something like friends to lovers, like I don't find that a spoiler, but when it's like, you know when you read a fantasy book and it's like, oh, it's enemies to lovers, I kind of prefer not knowing that. Like, even if, like, you can tell straight away, I don't know, there's just something to me, I would just rather not know the tropes of things. But I feel like nowadays, like, people will often advertise books by the tropes, and I know a lot of people like that. So, like, I'm probably wrong. I'm probably incorrect, in my opinion, but I don't know. Anyway, my point being that I don't know anything about this, but I kind of want to keep it that way. But I'm super excited for this. I've heard very good things. Then, these two books are kind of in the same vein for me. I don't know why, but they are. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and The Inheritance Games. I think because they're both kind of like YA mysteries and they both were massive a while ago. And I've not read either. Anyway, also they're both trilogies. There are actually quite a lot of similarities between these. Oh no, this has got 4 books now, so it's got the Brothers Hawthorne as well, doesn't it? Anyway, the point being, I feel like these blew up probably a few years ago, but that was kind of before I got into, well, reading at all, but like booktube. I kind of like not missed the moment. Obviously people still love these books, but I haven't read them and I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't, and I know everyone loves both of these, so I want to get to these two. Then we have We Were Liars, which I, for the life of me, cannot figure out if it's a romance or a thriller, and I realise those genres are very, very different. But I was convinced that this was a romance, but when I read, oh, it does literally say A Tale of Love and Romance on the back. But then it also says A Tale of Tragedy, so maybe it is a romance. I've really confused myself with this book, right? Because in my head, I think I originally thought it was a thriller, and then I heard it was a romance, and then I somehow clearly reverted back into my head that it was a thriller. I think the cover kind of gives thriller vibes. I guess it's a romance then. It says, we are liars, we are beautiful and privileged, we are cracked and broken, a tale of love and romance, a tale of tragedy. Which are lies, which are truth, you decide. So it is kind of giving thriller vibes, no? Am I just being a bit silly here? I guess we're going to read it this summer and I will tell you what genre it is. Or you guys probably already know. Okay, we have 2 left. So we have The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. I read The Flat Share a while ago, I think last year, and I think it's about time we read another Beth O'Leary, and I feel like her books are known for being fun, happy, summery vibes. I own this and I own another one, I want to say The Switch or The No-Show. No, I'm holding The No-Show. I own a few others, I think, but I picked this one up because it's yellow and summery. Last but not least, I actually should have ended on a different book because I feel like this one isn't really that summery at all. But that is All the Bright Places. I feel like this is actually meant to be really sad. It's YA by the looks of it. So it follows these 2 people. It follows this boy called Theodore who wants to take his own life, and it follows Violet who is, I think, grieving her sister's death. And they meet on the ledge of the school bell tower, and so the story begins. So I think it's meant to be some sort of like friendship between the 2 of them, possibly romance, I'm not too sure. I don't really know why I picked this for Summer TBR. It kind of gives me summer vibes, even though it sounds actually really sad. But as I say, I think it's important to have range. And I won't only want to read happy, fluffy summer books over summer, because I know me. I like a range of emotions. Anyway, that is my Summer TBR, and I'm quite excited to get reading it, you know. Thank you as always for watching. I thoroughly appreciate you. Let me know which of these I should start with. Let me know which of these you want to see reading vlogs for. And while you're down there commenting all of your recommendations, the subscribe button is right next to the comment button, so just, you know, go over that. Alright, thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye!